What is up guys, JPR Tech here, and today we are talking Sony picture profiles. All Sony cameras have this creative style setting that is just a function that adjusts the finish of the image according to the preference or the scene that you selected. Now each of these scenes have various parameters of the camera, such as the tones and the depth, color, the brightness, the contrast and the sharpness, and each setting allows you control just slightly 3 of those settings, and they are the contrast, saturation and sharpness. Now all my settings will be the same throughout all the comparisons, so I'm shooting manually movie mode at 24p, shooting at 1/50th of a second. I am shooting low light, so ISO is 800. My white balance is at 5000 Kelvin, which is manually set there, and the DR and auto HDR is off. Now my creative style settings will be posted on the screen, so as you watch this comparison you can continue comparing each setting that I have, but I'm mainly going to shoot everything -3. Now first of all, the standard setting, with everything -3, the image actually pretty balanced. The colors are not so saturated, are well controlled, and the contrast is pretty good that you could still use that as a final image. And this is great for colorful or bright day. The neutral creative style, now this is the flattest creative style that Sony does have, and especially when you put everything -3, you have a pretty flat unsaturated image that is very easy to color or grade in post. Now portrait mode is the most balanced creative style out there. While not as flat as the neutral mode, as you can tell from the spotlights on the wall, the colors are very well controlled, so they're easy to adjust in post. This is actually one of my favorite creative styles, this and neutral. Now the night mode, with its high contrast profile, it crushes the shadows a little bit, and that might be good for trying to avoid noise. So this is a nice profile for night photography, for pictures that are coming straight out of the camera. The sunset mode, like the night mode, it also tends to have high contrast, but as you can tell in the colors up on the wall, it does increase a lot of saturation even though I have it -3, and that is good for out of the camera sunset pictures. Last but not least is the lazy mode. This is what I like to call out of the box picture that can go straight to the internet, and that is using the portrait mode with a -1 contrast, -2 saturation and -1 sharpening, and that has a very well balanced picture that can come straight out of the camera into your social media. Now going over to Davinci to do some grading. First off, the standard mode, we see that is still pretty useful, but we do lose a lot of details. For example, looking at the Olympus camera, we lost a lot of detail there, and the colors on the wall, the reflection. So standard is not really your go-to profile for editing. Now the neutral style, I suppose it was able to handle all the grading very well. As you could tell, all the details are kept in all the cameras, and even after increasing saturation in post, I was able to keep a lot of details on the walls and the reflection of the light, so it really protected all the colors and they were easy to grade. So really this is the best profile for grading. The portrait mode surprisingly edited very well. All the colors seem to grade very fine, but if you push it too much, as you could tell on the blues, it did start introducing color noise in the blue area. So yes, it's not as flat as the neutral mode, but with that said, it's still an awesome style to use. Now the night mode, interestingly, I was able to raise up the blacks and the contrast area without introducing a lot of noise, so that was very nice to see. But you do gotta be careful, the colors are very easily to get oversaturated like I did in this clip. Now the sunset profile, very similar to the night mode, is really easy to bring the darks up, the contrast area, but it's also just as easily to crush all the colors and just introduce noise everywhere, as you see in this clip. Now my lazy mode, which is the portrait with a custom setting, it didn't fare so well either because I crushed all my colors, as you could see in the walls everywhere. But this is just designed to be an out of the camera experience, so this is just a style that you throw it into the editor and export straight into YouTube. In conclusion, a lot of these profiles do have their place in photography and videography, but the bottom line is, if you like to edit, have more control on your colors, and have the flexibility to adjust in post, shooting neutral with everything -3. If you like a more balanced, rounded out style, then shooting portrait with everything -3. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, why don't you hit a thumbs up, like, and subscribe for more future videos, and leave down below in the comments any settings that you use personally in your Sony cameras. Thanks again for watching. I'll be seeing you guys on the next one.